Hello and welcome. Really, this is the first episode of Juice Guru Radio for the new season. A lot of people have been waiting. Thank you for your patience. And we're going to be talking about building immunity, fighting coronavirus. And I've got a special guest with us on the show today. We've got Julie Prusak here. Julie, welcome.
Welcome. Well, thank you for having me today, Steve. I think this is a really important topic. Obviously, we all have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, well, you've been with me behind the scenes, so you and I kind of have an idea on what's been going on, what we've been doing to build our immunity and our family and set up the house, right?
That's right. And we thought we'd share what we're doing and also some stories of what other people we've been talking with have been doing.
Great. So let's just jump right in. Again, we're going to be talking about how to build your immunity naturally. If you've been following Juice Guru and the work we've been doing, you've been on this journey for years with us, and it's amazing. More people are waking up to the idea. I was talking to my cousin Michael. He's a dentist in New York and kind of started to embrace this lifestyle probably about 8 months ago and is thankful because our immune systems are already strong. So congratulations to you for taking this journey with us.
That's right. And, and also there are certain populations we all know, people who are elderly, who are more susceptible. And so I was talking with my parents. My dad's turning 80 in April. My mom is 76, I think. And so they are also in that population, but they've been juicing now for years. And so my mom has a lot less fear, a lot less stress. They feel very strong in their immunity. And so we want to share some of that with you too.
Right. So, and how do we do it? There's probably a lot of questions. What about getting food? It's going to get harder. Is it hard are there lines out the door? We were in Whole Foods yesterday and it was over an hour line, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an hour line. I've never seen markets like that.
So we're going to give you some strategies, some ideas, some supplements that you could take to stock up your kitchen and get yourself going. So the idea is to take these ideas, share them with your friends, your family, your loved ones. And if you're a certified juice therapist and juice guru, and I know I've been posting to you guys, like this is your chance. This is the time to stand up in a leadership role. You've got a lot of this information. It's time to share it and pass it on. Isn't that part of it?
Yes, because this is the information. Sometimes if you just watch the news or you follow your news feed or whatever you're doing, all you're getting is really the negative, stressful type of information. This is the kind of information, the way you can be strong and feel really good and feel really confident about, you're going to stay safe.
And if we get sucked into the negativity around all of that, that's going to raise our stress and lower our immunity. It's the worst thing. We want to keep ourselves in a positive light, and we'll share some ideas about that too. So building immunity, and it's like we always say, the more fruits and vegetables, the better. It doesn't matter what diet you follow, the more fruits and vegetables are going to build your immune system. The less animal products, the more fruits and vegetables. So we're saying green smoothies, getting the juices in. We're doing the juices. We've got some ideas on how you can do that. We're going to share some recipes with you here. If you're listening, we'll tell you what they are. If you're watching, we'll show you.
That's right.
Salads as a staple in your everyday routine. And like I was talking to Eileen last night, remember?
Yes.
What was she saying?
Well, we have a really good friend, and she's actually in the older population, although she's been, she's very healthy. She eats really well. But her son, who's living with her, her grown son, his immunity is very compromised right now. And so she's concerned, and we're going to talk about this a lot, she's concerned about going out too often to the market. So she knows she needs to juice. She knows she needs to eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. She doesn't want to go out that much. So we gave her some good ideas, which include...
Right, well, wait, is that in this section?
Yes, we're going to share all about the best ways to do this so that you're limiting your exposure. You don't have to go out every single other day.
So the types of things that we were saying, we want to get the fruits and vegetables that are going to last longer in your kitchen. And that would include apples, pears, root vegetables like beet and carrot, some herbs like ginger, turmeric, great for building the immunity. Kale, get the spinach, get those greens in there too. And you were saying cucumber would be a good one too?
Yes, that lasts long. So does celery. Celery lasts a good long time. I can have that for up to 2 weeks as long as I have it wrapped properly.
make sure to have lots of that and lots of lemons. Lemons last a long time, and they're a great detoxifying drink. We could just squeeze some lemon, and I'll share what I call the world's quickest juice recipe too, if you haven't heard about that. And how you can make a juice even if you don't have a juicer or anything, how you can have some of these ingredients on hand. So we'll share more about that during today's show too.
That's right.
With that other idea I loved. Yeah.
So also, if you don't really want to have to go out to the market all the time, but you want those fresh fruits and vegetables, we subscribe to a Farm Fresh to You market box. And so every week we get the things we love to juice.
And it's organic, and it comes to our doorstep, and farmers markets are closing in lots of areas. So how are we going to get the fresh produce in? How are we going to get to the stores if it's going to be really busy? We want to go shopping in off hours if we can, but also, getting it delivered keeps us accountable, keeps fresh food in the house. And then what we were doing was stocking up on frozen fruits and frozen vegetables that we can use in our meals and smoothies and things like that. So now our freezer is just full of that stuff.
That's right. We've got almost nothing but frozen fruits. We're going to use them in our smoothies, and frozen vegetables we can use in something easy, stir fry with some grains. So you get dried grains, dried beans. You can use those kinds of vegetables. They have almost the same nutrients once they're frozen as they do when they're fresh, and it's really easy to use and something that you can have on hand no matter what, and limit your exposure.
We've got some other things in the house like vitamin C, Vitamineral Green, just to mix into some water if we want to get some more greens into our body. What was the other one I was thinking of? There was a third one.
I'm not sure.
Write it down.
But while you're thinking of that, the other thing we were doing so that we can keep that juicing habit, not only are we getting that box, but we went to the market yesterday. And so what we did was we stocked up on what we needed to make a green juice. And so we've now made green juice for the next 3 days, because that's going to go bad. Those things are not going to stay well for a very long time. And then we also got those apples and the root vegetables, and we've got some carrots and beets and lemons. Those things are going to last longer, so we can juice them later in the week or even maybe next week.
And so the one I was thinking about was the mushroom immunity tea and the mushrooms immunity to put into our smoothies and things like that. So we've got all that kind of stuff on hand, ready to go, stocked up. Protein bars. We've got some nut bars, just in case, that we can just run and grab. Nut butters that we can spread on coconut wraps and nori wraps and things like that. Really easy, last a long time. Beans and ancient grains, right?
And even whole grain pastas and things like that. You want to be able to mix and match things. And so if you could stock your pantry with things that are plant-based and really basic and good for you, and also your freezer, you're going to be good to go.
So the more fresh foods, the better. But we've got to have stuff just in case we can't get or the food isn't readily available, or whatever the situation. Just always being prepared. We filled up 25 gallons of water that we've got on hand and ready to go. And, just for backup, nut milks, which are really easy to get, and just have them on hand. Tons of nut milks.
Plus, there's a lot of them are shelf stable. So you can get them and, again, put them in your pantry, put them in your big closet, and you have them for smoothies. You have them just for nutrients, whatever you need them for.
My favorite organic green powder is Vitamineral Greens from Health Force, but stuff like that's good to have on hand too. But fresh is best, and that's why we're talking about building the immune system. And you've been doing this, and so what's the answer? Well, the reason is of course we want to stay strong, but it's the time to educate others to move in this direction now more than ever. Now people see, and it has to take something like this to wake people up and let it be that, but inspire others to get there, because also we have to limit our exposure out in the communities, because we can carry it. We could be healthy and still carry a virus like this and spread it without even knowing it because of the symptoms. Isn't that right?
Yes, but so just practice your usual, it's flu season. However, you would be careful for flu season, washing your hands, limiting going out too often to the market or touching too many things. Just make sure you're washing your hands. often.
And how do we stay connected? You might start to feel isolated or go stir crazy, right? Oh, I was going to share the recipes, wasn't I?
Yeah, why don't we step back, do that,
yes,
and then
please.
we'll move back to that.
So these, if you're in the Juice Guru Recharge, you've got these physically being sent to you, but we're going to share them. The Doodle Recipes, right? These come from Julie Doodles. Can you guys see that okay?
Look at that. It's like,
oh, you can see
that
right.
That is so cool. You can see right through the doodle.
All right. So I wanted to start with, and go ahead and take notes if you want on this, or if you're listening on the radio, we're going to go ahead and share with you the ingredients. But for the world's quickest juice recipe, this is easy. You can just have this on hand. No juicer required. So we talk about 1 squeeze lemon, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup into 32 ounces of water. And that's the world's quickest juicer. No juicer required, and really easy detoxifying. And so we want to just keep our body moving.
And just to point out a couple of other things. First of all, again, we said things like lemons will stay long in your refrigerator. Obviously, apple cider vinegar and maple syrup will stay as well. And I don't know.
You want to move it in slowly, or it gets blurry.
There we go. And
that looks better.
So that will last long. And also, lemon has a lot of vitamin C. Oranges last long. Those are good to have also and to eat and to have on hand. But we tend to forget that lemons are a citrus fruit, very high in vitamin C. So that's a fantastic juice you can make every single morning, and you don't even need a juicer.
Okay, so number 2, the world's second quickest juice. And this one's really easy too. And again, these are ingredients that will stay a long time. Can you guys see that? Am I in close enough?
Yeah, I think so.
So we've got 3 apples. Fuji. We like Honeycrisp, Red Delicious. 1 lemon, outer rind removed. You want that inner peel. Some people like the outer rind. You can juice the outer rind of that lemon, no problem. It will make it a lot stronger in the taste. But there are phytonutrients there, so we just skin it, make sure we have the white phytonutrient rind in there, or a pith rather. And then 3 to 5 handfuls of triple wash spinach. Now, we say quick because quick and easy. Isn't that the idea?
This is one of the quickest juices. We can make this juice in our house. I say because I'll make it for my son a lot. And again, we want to keep those around us healthy too. I can do it in my juicer, start to finish, prep to clean up of the juicer in 15 minutes.
So that's that one.
That's great. And also, again, vitamin C, and you're getting your greens, and those already pre-washed spinach, they tend to last a long time. So
I have 2 more I'm going to share. This one is more of a candy juice, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're talking about immune building. And these are both really good ones. So I'm going to go with our go-to green juice recipe, right? Oh, here, let me.
It's so cool, but we should.
Is it? I want to make it so we can actually get a good visual.
That made you disappear. There we go.
All right. So take a look there. Am I in?
I think so. You want me to hold it and you can go over it?
So we've got 1 cucumber, 1 stalk of celery, meaning the whole thing. Each individual rib is, there's ribs, but it's the whole stalk of the celery. About a half a bunch of cilantro, 1 lemon with the outer rind removed, optionally if you don't want it too stringent. Then we've got 1/2 to 1 jalapeno, right? That varies, right, Julie? Because sometimes they're really strong. You can get hit by that.
And you may not like that. This is just our go-to juice. You could take it out if you want.
Oh yeah, people are always like, "Oh, can I put something else?" Or you can even put a pinch of cayenne pepper. This is good for the circulation, get the blood moving. 1 bunch of spinach or other leafy greens. If you want to use chard, dandelion greens, kale, those kinds of things are great. And then, just juice that up. That's our go-to. And Julie just made some, and she made enough for 3 days, right? And it was basically this, wasn't it?
It was this. I didn't have the cilantro, and I have kale. And so if you just took out the cilantro and added kale, that's what I made today.
And it tastes amazing.
It's going to last us for 3 days. And again, just to reiterate, one thing you can do if you don't want to go to the market all the time, there's the market box, but also get these green juice ingredients. Make this juice first. Put it in the refrigerator. And then the other things, which the next juice you're going to show, Steve's going to show, This is
the one we're going to have tomorrow, right?
These are made with ingredients that can stay for a very long time.
This is the beet it recipe right here. And so we've got 1/4 to 1/2 a beet, about 1/2 inch ginger, 1 lemon with the outer rind removed, optionally if you don't want it too stringent. We put in 4 carrots. You can include the green ends for some extra nutrients, and then 3 apples. And this is one of our go-to juices, detoxifying and high in vitamin C. And we really do want to amp up our vitamin C right now. Right, guys?
Absolutely. And it's just, again, you could go to the store and you can juice these next week, because these are going to stay for a nice long time. So long as you store them properly, try to keep them in the refrigerator if you need to, and these are great to have on hand.
So we're saying more fruits and vegetables. Do you have that smoothie recipe? I want to share that one too. I don't mind if you run and get it.
Okay, why don't you talk?
Do you have it?
I could probably find it.
The reason I wanted to say that because maybe you don't have the time to juice, or maybe you won't be able to get enough produce to juice. So why not the green smoothies? I want to share one of my favorites. It just kind of came to mind. I was like, Julie, why don't you go get that Julie Doodle? And if you're listening on the podcast, I'm going to share that recipe with you, because this is easy. This recipe you just throw into a blender and you whip it up and you drink it and you're good to go. You can get a lot of nutrients into your body, immune building nutrients. Now, I see Julie has the recipe here, and that was great.
I don't. I'm looking through. I have all these.
I bet it's there, though.
It's a bunch of Julie. You can see like I'm going through all of my Julie Doodles.
Yeah, those are here. Let me show this one. So this one
was what you saw on the cover.
That was the cover of the Julie Doodle card, but this is the state we want to be in, right? We've got to lower the stress, and whatever that's going to take, we'll give some suggestions on getting there. It is when we're calm in the thick of the storm that we're able to navigate the water much better.
Yeah. Oh, look.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Yay.
So this is the one that I wanted to share. And if you're listening, here is the ingredients. So it's 1 frozen banana, 1 cup of coconut water. Now, if you don't have a young coconut, or if you don't have, well, I use the Cocoa Jack to open mine, which I love. But if you don't have that, then you can get the Harmless Harvest raw coconut water and use that. Then we'll put 1/2 cup of strawberries, 1 tablespoon of almond butter, 1/4 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and then 1 cup of spinach. And again, with this recipe, sometimes I'll change out and I'll put in kale instead of spinach, or chard, or dandelion greens, or whatever kind of greens I have on hand. And this is a delicious, people used to come all over Orange County to have this smoothie, and just this core recipe is all you need. You know how good this one is, right?
It's delicious. And I wanted to point one other thing out. Banana. Steve, you mentioned frozen banana. Bananas don't stay for very long. So you could get bunches of bananas when you go to the market on 1 week. Eat them fresh, and then when they start to be turning really brown, really black, you can take them out of their peel and freeze them, and then you can use them for smoothies. So they'll last a really long time if you do that. You'll get the most out of your bananas.
Exactly. So thank you for that, Julie.
Mm-hmm.
As the night approaches,
I love this. We're in the Northern Lights.
Right, as the night approaches. Well, anyway, some other things to do, if we're inside a lot, or because what's the word? The social
distancing
that is being recommended, because again, we can carry and spread things like this. So it's a great time to work on yourself. Exercise, maybe if you're not going to go to the gym, but you can go to the gym, and we're not, right? I mean, you can wipe down the equipment and stay safe that way, or exercise at home. We actually stream live yoga videos. We use Yoga Download, and we love that, and rebounding.
We love rebounding too, and of course,
and walks.
We have a new puppy, as well as our 9-year-old Henry, and so we do a lot of walks.
Lots of walks, and it's a good time to read books. We're going to be doing that as a family too, some reading time and reading some of the classics.
Yeah, sometimes you sit there and you say, I never have time to read a book. Well, now you can take the time. It's good to take the time for yourself.
You time. Play an instrument if you have one. I'm going to be playing my guitar more, or learn an instrument, or karaoke. We like to do karaoke. Actually, singing is a really good form of exercise. And so I'm going to be setting that up tonight. We were going to have some friends over. They're not coming. unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But so we're going to be doing our own little karaoke party, right?
It's going to be so much fun. Something we love to do. And again, it's really good for exercising our lungs. You could.
And well, I use Carafun too. I want to recommend Carafun. Yeah. Shout out to them because I love using Carafun for karaoke. What were you going to say?
I just was
because that's yours, right?
Yeah, I was going to say drawing. Drawing's the next thing. You know, I do the Julie Doodles, but my son, for example, he's going to be home for a lot of time, and he's 13, so he doesn't make his own money. So he wanted a puppy. So we said, okay, you want a puppy? You don't have a lot of money to help support the puppy. Why don't you draw for us? So he's learning to draw, and he's working more on his drawings, and he's making us little masterpieces. So good thing to do.
One of my favorite things is to watch documentaries, dive into some things you've been wanting to learn. We're going to be putting together a workshop coming soon on how to create a virtual business, like a certified juice therapist, to empower others to get and stay healthy. And if you are a certified juice therapist, you're going to really love this training. So things like that. And I like the idea of staying connected like we are right now, staying connected through the mediums. We're using Zoom to connect here and going out on Facebook to our friends. And let's talk about what Nate did last night, our friend Nate.
Oh, yeah, because you really want to support your communities right now and really stay connected. So Steve is good friends with a guy, his name's Nate, and he's in a local band, a cover band, one of Steve's favorites. And they can't play because they can't, everything's being canceled. So he did a GoFundMe concert on his couch. He's doing a couch tour. And
playing music and taking requests, and we contributed, and they actually raised double the amount of money that they were trying to raise, and ended up supporting local businesses, supporting communities.
I've seen
during this time.
A great idea going around Facebook. If you don't want to go eat in a restaurant right now, buy gift cards because we're going to be out and about in no time. And so that local restaurant that you love, that local vegan restaurant, plant-based restaurant, bistro on your corner,
juice bar,
that will go out of business if they're not supported for a long period of time, we can still support them now.
Yeah.
And so those kinds of things.
Yeah. And I saw somebody said, I love the idea of the couch concert. So if you have friends that are musicians or friends that, perform or whatever it is, then why not do it through these mediums, right? They were just doing it through a phone and onto the Facebook wall. So you don't even need a lot of technology to do that. So the idea is to share this knowledge, get this information out to your friends and family, let them know now is the time to start building the immune system. That is our best defense against anything going on that's out of our control in this, environment.
And stay connected together. Stay connected in the Juice Guru community. Join these kinds of live Facebook or whatever presentations, and just stay connected with each other.
Yeah, and we are on Facebook at juicegurutribe.com. That's our Facebook community where we're posting every day, and we've got a lot of friends and family in there, and so that's the place to connect to, and so we don't go at it alone. And we'll be doing more sessions too, so we can share together in communities. So thank you for being here, being part of our first edition of the new season, the 2020 Juice Guru Radio Show. And to our community and friends, thank you for being here live and showing up today to share these tips that'll keep us safe and calm and protected.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you for strengthening our community. We need you as much as you need to hear these kinds of things, and we all need each other. It's really great.
That's totally right. Thank you for being here. Now, if there are any other questions or anything, I'd like to pull up the chat box right now and just see what comments have come in, Julie.
Let's see.
So
wheatgrass powder, but I'm not sure how much water to add or how much to take daily. That was Stacy's question.
Well, and that depends on what kind of wheatgrass powder, but typically the instructions are on the powder. And, just a glass of a tablespoon or of wheatgrass powder in the water, 32 ounces a day would be great to build up that immune system.
And why not? The more water, the better. That you should stay hydrated. That's also very important to your health, is staying hydrated. So drink lots of water with it. What are we using as a protein source? We use many protein sources. We talked about nut butters. We have nuts. Nuts last a long time.
Quinoa for that grain. The deep greens The leafy green vegetables have a great source of protein, and that's always been our go-to.
Dried beans, so I can make a whole big pot of beans, just put in whatever I want, and it'll be done by the end of the day, a slow cooker.
I eat as much raw fruits and vegetables as I can. And so like for the leafy greens, that really does it, and maybe some nuts.
So no problem with protein sources.
Yeah, not to worry about that at all. And these are the things that we need to build our immune system. So this is going to be really eye-opening to a lot of people, your friends and family that, have been resistant. Like I was talking about Michael before, it's like he's so happy that he took this journey and that he's so much further along. And he told me, he actually texted me yesterday, and he was like, it took 3 months to get over those addictions, but now I totally am off it, and I'm like, now, and he'll never go back to those other ways. And they're juicing, and he's eating all plant foods, he's eating whole foods, and he's not eating he didn't even dive into those processed foods like the Beyond Meat and those other things. He just went right into the most natural diet possible.
That's right. And we can still do that. Even if we're not shopping every single day and getting all that fresh fruit and vegetables, there's ways to do it, as we talked about, and get those frozen veggies, get those frozen fruits, juice everything really quickly, except those things that can last a long time, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah. And if you need a juicer, email us at support@juiceguru.com, and I'll get you on a family discount. So we do carry the TriBest juicers, and we can give family discounts to our community. So it's about helping each other out during these times. We don't need to make money on it, and we're happy to get a good juicer in your hands. I think that's going to bring us to the end. Again, we're really happy to connect with you and not feel isolated during these times. We're sending love and prayers and no fear. Also, knowing that we're going to get through this. This is going to make us stronger, and it's a great opportunity for people to really start taking care of what God gave us, this body, and not relying on doctors who don't have a solution right now. And a lot of people just want the quick fix or a vaccine or a medicine, and we're going to do it for ourselves now. So that's the message too. This is our life, and we're going to do this together. Right, babe?
We are, and we'll do it with you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.
See you.